ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Manor Farm, where today we're continuing on seeding because we've got nothing else to do at the moment. And we need to get some seeds in the ground. In the last episode we also seeded, and the other 60-40 ran out of seeds, so we fixed that up nicely off camera. So all I'm going to do today, I think I'm going to make this the last headland and then just go over and back, because the field does have quite a nice straight line here. Although it is kind of hard to track the straight line because the tractor's slipping. Which is why I'm kind of steering. I've got so much steering, but yeah, I'm going to call that the last headland. Raise that up. There we go. Let's see if we do any better going this direction. It's because we're seeding across the hill that the seeder wants to track a different direction to the rest of the tractor, so I'm trying to counteract that by actually steering into the drift, I guess. At 90 degrees. There goes my phone. I think I'm gonna have to pick that up because that is kind of my timer. So just bear with me for a second. I picked this up. There we go. Note to self: stop elbowing your phone. Actually, I'm gonna move it to, whoops, to there. Easier to hit now, actually. Less likely for me to elbow it. Flip it off my table. Again, more teething problems, like I mentioned on Monday. I am having some minor teething issues with the new setup, and I'll fix them over time, I guess. Give myself a bit more space on this edge. There we go. Getting friction burns in my hands. It's really odd. I think I might have been using the wheel a bit too much of late. Yeah. I've pretty much been using it since it arrived, and I set it up yesterday. Because for me it is still Saturday, despite the fact that it's Friday for you guys. It's still Saturday, so I've had the G27 now for a week for you, and a day for me, which is nice. I'll actually send props out to DHL, because it wasn't... the G27 wasn't actually due until Wednesday, and it arrived pretty much a week early. I know Friday to Wednesday isn't a week, but in terms of things that you want to arrive quickly versus things that don't, I prefer things to arrive, 4 or 5 days in advance when they should. It's always nice to just have something that you don't expect randomly show up. I'm still waiting on other things, but they can arrive in time, I guess. Oh boy, this is... Yeah, this seeder's really pulling. I kind of wish there was force feedback, because it would be kind of fun to fight this. Because the seeder's really pulling off to the side at times. Once I get to the main part of the hill, it just starts really pulling at the tractor. might actually have force feedback turned off, and that might be the issue. But I'm not 100% sure. There we go. Hopefully I didn't miss much there. Didn't miss anything there. Whoa! So the other 6040 is doing well. It's emptying out slowly, but it's running a different. It's running a smaller seeder. It's running the Vitasem. I'm running the Cetera. So I won't have to stop nearly as much as the other, as the courseplay driver. I am actually going slightly quicker than him, so I'm actually getting slightly more done than him. Although I do have to stop up to refill the courseplay dude when he empties out. Not exactly ideal. So yeah, we're just playing over and back the field simulator at the moment, which I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's something that needs to be done, and I'm running short on time to get these videos done, as always. If you're new, I do have other things that I do during the week. I am learning 3D modeling for another project I'm working on, and I prefer to get that stuff done during the week than, you know, on a Saturday. Saturdays are the best times for me to record anyway. I usually have the house to myself, so I can pretty much power on through and get the entire week's videos done in one go. Whereas before I was literally doing kind of 1 to 2 videos a day when the house was empty. And that's assuming the house was empty at all. So for now, and probably for the rest of the summer, because my sister isn't in college at the moment, they're on the summer break. Those of you living in the UK, uni, and for those of you living in America, that money drain that gives you a piece of paper after 4 years. That my sister's in college learning something that I can't remember what she's learning, but she's learning something, hopefully. And she doesn't have that at the moment because of the summer. She's got work most Saturdays now, at essentially random times. It is. I'm still getting used to the idea of actually having to steer this thing, and being able to, because as you know, I've been playing so long with keyboard and then Xbox controller that now actually having something that gives me pretty much full accuracy in steering is a bit bizarre. And I do have the drive control sensible steering enabled. So it's really weird actually having a decent amount of control over what's going on. I did try shuttle controls, by the way. They didn't work for whatever reason. I couldn't get them to bind properly to the control. So that's not a thing, unfortunately. Oh, this is really wanting to pull off to one side for whatever reason. Vitasim's doing okay. Looks like he might actually finish the field at this load. Potentially. Hopefully. He won't finish the field with this load, but I can try. I can hope, can't I? Once this episode's done, I will finish doing all the seeding off screen, and the next video we'll be figuring out what to do from there. I'll probably fast forward time until the cows need to be fed, or until the silage is fermented, because I do want to get some TMR in to the cows and a bit of silage as well. So that's probably going to be what's going to happen off camera. Is I'll just be working on fast forward time, getting the seeding finished, and that sort of mundane, boring stuff. There we go. And if you didn't notice, I'm still kind of learning how to drive. I don't drive in real life, so actually having to steer and learning the angles that you need to steer through certain things is a bit unusual for me. It's also one of the reasons I'm a bit crap at iRacing, because I'm learning gear shifting. I'm actually learning the manual gearbox as I'm playing. So when I do learn to drive, I'll actually get gear shifting somewhat right. Albeit, I'll be used to shifting gears with the wrong hand. That's not good, is it? It's just about a cabin. Whoa, I really went in there. We are doing quite well at not missing anything, at least. We're missing as little as possible. So, I can't really complain there. This gives you an idea of just how much Cedar is gripping at the ground and pulling the tractor, because it's going almost sideways at times. And it's all because of the hill. I know Giants have fixed most of the slipping issues, but I think this is actually kind of realistic. That if you were seeding at a bit of an angle like this, you would have a bit of slip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and grab this bit that I missed a while back. There we go. Cedar. I also know that in reality you'd actually do the headlands with seeding last. So, I know somebody's probably already called me out on this in Monday or Wednesday's videos, but I do know that, well, in Wednesday's video probably, because I did the headlands then. But I do know that in reality you do the headlands and seeding last, you do all the inner bits first, and you leave the headlands as somewhere that you can just roll over a lot. And kind of somewhat wreck the ground of, oh my god. Tractor drifting, yo. Yeah, I didn't realise the slip was actually as bad as it is. And I'm doing a lot of this one-handed because why not? Let's go for a lock. Slowly. The slower I do this, the tighter I turn. It seems logical, considering I tend to be the kind of person who wants to go fast all the time. I'm Jeremy Clarkson, like those things like that. If I can go fast, I will go fast. Which is why I normally have crashes in various things. So, there's about 6 minutes left in this video. I don't know what to talk about. Like, this always happens. I always run out of things to talk about in the final, well, in videos in general. Cobra Park I don't, because I just make stuff up as I go along. Well, incidentally, that's the entire story, is I'm just making stuff up as I go along. Oh, that was a nice drift. That was realistic actually. I've seen tractors turning around in fields and they do use about 3 feet of room like that. I'm impressed that I managed to replicate that in the game. one thing I am hoping comes out now is a more realistic mod, or a 2015 version thereof. I don't think Durrell's planning on making it, but hopefully somebody out there will come out and say, hey, look, it's a more realistic mod. Because it's something the game kind of needs, is... Because Farm Sim is more of an arcadey game than a simulator, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows that. You know, these physics aren't quite right, and some of the stuff you can do is completely unrealistic. So I'd kind of like to see an MR engine come out for 2015, just so that I can turn on a lot of the mods that I have, the kill crops and whatnot. I mean, MR, a wheel lanes mod, and a soil mod. They're the three mods that I want to work together. Drive control to an extent, but only because it improves the steering. And one thing that I will be doing from now on, by the way, is the mod spotlights I will actually be doing entirely with the keyboard. For one reason alone, the steering wheel can compensate for issues with mods. You know, if a mod slips at high speed, I can just back off on the accelerator. If it slips at low speeds, I can, you know, if it does strange things, I can compensate. That's not something that you can do with keyboard, so I'm going to be doing mod spotlights with keyboard only from now on. Map spotlights will continue to be with kind of my normal setup, because yes, I'm showing off the maps and looking around them. They're also kind of, to an extent, me looking for new maps that I can play on. So if I really like a map, I'm going to keep it and I'm going to move it into this mod folder. And States V6 actually has been moved out because, unfortunately, a bug that was in 2013's Multifruit does still exist. And that bug is, if you use Multifruit and have a Multifruit map in your mod folder, those Multifruits will show up in every other map that you have. So, for example, I could theoretically have... I think somebody's knocking at the door. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back, guys! And comically, I'm going to be back for about 2 minutes before the video ends. There was nobody at the door, but I took a small break to cool down because my room is essentially an oven today. And I don't want to open windows because then that's just background noise waiting to happen. So, I can't remember what I was talking about when I left. Yeah, I'm just running a complete blank at the moment for things to say. Oh my god, I'm missing so much now. This is what happens when I take a break mid-video, is I just lose all capability of doing anything. There we go. We're actually doing quite well, apart from the constant drifting. But the lines are relatively straight. We can catch the drift, which is nice. Oh my god, I can actually see the... I'm watching the sound thingy in OBS and I can see the microphone banging around on it. So I apologise for any like bangs and clangs you can hear. Or maybe even the whirring of the wheel if you don't particularly like that. I get that it can be annoying, but there are certain things that I just can't control. And the fact that the wheel makes noise is one of them. The fact that it's banging around, I probably could if I had a better desk. But this is what I've got for the time being. I am hoping on getting a new desk, so that could be a thing. But there is going to come a point where I'm going to have a lot of videos that have been pre-recorded because my parents are getting planning on getting some renovations done, including new windows for my room and I believe central heating. So that means my room won't be an ice cube in the winter. Hooray! It also means it'll be ridiculous in the summer. Because right now I've got a single glazed window and it's just whatever's up with it. It's retaining all the heat in the summer and letting it all out in the winter, which is the exact opposite of what it really should be doing. Oh well, that's something I can't really control. So, as I said, I came back, and now it's time to go because the time is up on the video. So, thank you very much for watching. I've been Rainbow Dave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 15 on Manor Farm. Please leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you might have. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It does mean a lot to me. The next video we will be making TMR for the cows because I'll fast forward time to the point where the silage is ready and I'll have the seeding finished. That's going to be something I'll do off camera. So until then, stay safe and goodbye.